It's time to finally 100% Dragonspine. This is the last region in Mondstadst to complete before advancing to Liyue, and I'm not skedaddling until I see that number into 3 digits. Let's go. I wanted to start off by completing all my Dragonspine quests before exploring Dragonspine because I got OCD for some reason. This lady wanted me to place 4 beacons somewhere in Dragonspine, and the last part of the quest needed me to climb to the top, which I almost turned into a popsicle in the process. After placing the final beacon, I headed back to the lady to apparently deliver a letter and completed my first quest. For our next adventure, I was needed to collect 3 dragon teeth. 2 of them were very simple to find, although while looking for the 3rd fang, I stumbled on a bunch of frozen boars. As the nice guy that I am, I decided to free them, only to be ran over again and again and again. After butchering these little bastards, I managed to summon, the Great Snowboar King. After defeating the boar, it dropped a bunch of shelled meat, which is exactly what I needed to complete a different quest, and I got rewarded with a chest too. For now, I left the meat in my pocket and continued my search for the final dragon teeth. Upon defeating this yeti looking dummy, I managed to open the barrier to collect the final dragon teeth. It's only now that I realized that I'm missing a polearm billet and star silver ore for this quest. I started panicking because I thought you only get these billets through world bosses, but thankfully, I can get myself a polearm billet if my tree level is 8, which is not. So I'll have to disregard this quest until we get there. Remember those shelled meat we got? I turned them over to this extremely wide man, and he bestowed upon me a miracle recipe. Goulash. It prevents you from freezing too fast, which is perfect for exploring Dragonspine. Now I have no regrets for having OCD, my friend. After whipping up 6 of those bad boys, I gave the NPC one of them and officially completed the quest. Bear with me. My last quest involves finding this kid's father. Funnily enough, all I have to do is find his father's writings, and that's enough to convince the kid that his father is still out there in Dragonspine. Yeah, the father's probably dead. We can finally start exploring Dragonspine, and I wanted to cheese the system by using the compass outside, all the while doing a sweep around the region. As I mentioned in my previous video, the Mondstadst compass does not work in Dragonspine, but if I'm just on the edge, it might just work. To an extent, it did track up the 2 chests, but the rest I had to find it myself. After grabbing the chest outside of the region, we increased our percentage from 67 to 68%. Not a lot, but we are now ready to dive deeper into the mountains. Keep in mind that while I'm hunting for chests, I'm also mining down star silver ore, which was one of the required materials to complete the Dragon Tooth quest. By the way, did you forget this achievement? I've been finding it extremely easy to find a bunch of chests. At some point, they're even just scattered out in the open world, which is really funny. Makes you wonder what's the point of a compass at this point. That easily puts us at 75%. One thing I hate about Dragonspine is that my character just likes to slide for no reason while I'm trying to climb. Just get up already. I usually like to take the high ground just to see if I missed any chests. I was able to find the last star silver ore I needed to be able to complete my quests. All I need is the polearm billet, which I'll need to collect more of these red things to unlock. There was an annoying robot in my way, and once I beat him, I was able to interact with this beautiful bottle, which gave me some promo gems, so that was pretty cool. I was really happy exploring Dragonspine because there was a lot of good quality chests. There's a bunch of precious and exquisite chests, and meanwhile in the starter map in Mondstadst there's just a bunch of wooden chests, but in here I have barely seen any wooden chests at all. These guys made an unexpected cameo appearance, but they're still weak as hell. I was just trying to grab all these crystal flies, but I accidentally touched the hilt of that sword, so it somehow summoned the challenge. Now, I was in the middle of freezing during all of this, but I still decided to go through with it. The devs really expected me to freeze with a cryo and hydro abyss mage, but I was able to beat them up just before I tried to die and got the chest. It gave me one of 3 boxes that I will need to access a secret dungeon, which I'll show you in a bit. If you tried exploring Dragonspine without a stamina food, you're not gonna be surviving, because a bunch of these chests and gates are just at the peaks of the mountains, sides of the mountains, you just name it. It's basically everywhere. At least you get to blow these guys up. By the way, whoever designed this place needs to get beat up because there's no campfire around here. The entire time I'm just freezing while I'm trying to survive. After grabbing a few crimson negates and opening some locked up chests, that puts me at 92%. I did something pretty cool, which was to go on top of the celestial nail and just see below me if there's any chests I can spot, which I actually was able to spot one somehow. After sliding down unexpectedly yet again, I spotted myself a luxurious chest on a tower. But before that, I needed to beat up this robot because he was guarding a stone slate I needed to activate. Why would I need to activate it? That's because it'll allow me to enter yet another secret dungeon. But I'm still missing one more of these carvings. After munching on these crystal flies, I went to go ahead and open the chest, only to find the second box I needed for that secret dungeon. And then there's this monster chilling in the breeze. I don't know why, but I had the feeling that if I defeated this monster, I would unlock a chest. I don't know what spidey senses those were because I was actually correct on that prediction. And that puts us at 99%. I placed some flowers in the graveyard and that somehow gave me the final box I needed to unlock the secret dungeon. After digging a treasure and collecting a crimson agate, that officially puts me at 100% Dragonspine. Now I have 100% exploration on all of Mondstadst, which is something I don't even have on my main account. But if you think that's gonna be the end, I'm gonna have to slap you, respectfully of course. After grabbing a few extra chests, I went to the tree to turn over my crimson agate so I can get that polearm billet I needed to complete a quest. After grabbing the item I needed, I reported back to the big man and he asked me to vitalize the dragon tooth, so that's what I did. But before that, there was a bunch of Fatui that wanted a piece of me, so I put them in a montage here. Anyways, we got our vitalized dragon tooth and I turned all my materials back to the old man. With that, I've completed the last quest in Mondstadst and I received the worst spear in the game. Now remember those 3 boxes that I collected? It's to open the secret dungeon here. I grabbed myself my treasures and activated the final carving I needed to open the next secret dungeon. With all carvings out of the way, I can now activate this mechanism and enter this dungeon. After grabbing the chest, I lit up the entire room to unlock another horrible claymore. Like, why? Why physical, bruh? The last thing to do is to turn in my final crimson agates. I was a bit confused here because it almost looked like I missed a bunch of levels, but it turns out that there's only 80 crimson agates that you can collect in the open world. The rest can be collected by completing missions every Monday and Friday, so I'll have to grind that over the week. Here's the thing though, I counted my levels and it appears that I collected 78 out of 80 crimson agates in the open world. For the first time, I got to use the interactive map and I found a lonesome crimson agate that I don't have memory of ever traveling there. So I went to take a look and behold, there's my one missing crimson agate. And that puts me at 79. The last crimson agate I'm missing is a chest that I unlocked by placing berries in here every day to basically feed the foxes. so I can't really collect it until 3 days, unfortunately. I do want to give a major shout out to Ahi Django. They were the ones that told me about these foxes that I needed to feed even before I was making this video. If it wasn't for you, I would have spent hours in the interactive map trying to find that last Crimson Agate. No, like really, I only spent 10 minutes looking for the 2 last Crimson Agates, so I got really lucky. I went ahead and completed the Crimson Agate missions and turned in my actual final number for the day. And there we have it. That's the end of Dragonspine, and that's the end of Mondstadst. Everything is now 100%. I gotta say, that was the easiest exploration of my life. With no compass, I was able to get 100% exploration easily without ever using the interactive map. So I'm pretty proud of myself for that one. I'll continue grinding for the Crimson Agate missions and just continue feeding those berries for the foxes so I can get my final Crimson Agates and max out the tree right behind me. And this is proof that I completed all the quests in Mondstadst with 100% exploration. Although I still need to complete the Mondstadst story quest for these characters, I'm not really going to be showing them on the next video. That sounds pretty boring. I'll deal with the story quest, hangout quest, and TCG because I'm weird like that. The next video you'll probably just see me explore Liyue. Anyway, think I'm done messing around. You take care, my friend.